Here we are on the red hot chili pepper. Let's get on my bike and ride. To the ride.
Pull that in front of me, why don't you? Don't even turn your head, why don't you? Oh, give this guy a wave, he gives me a nod back. What a beautiful day for a ride. Now I've got the visor shut because I'm using the mic on the helmet on the little bike. This is a 2008 CBR-R that I use to go to work and back. That I decided I'd take for a bit of a ride today because it's a beautiful day of about 27 degrees C. I jumped on this one because I could push this one up the driveway past the bedroom window because Sue's on night shift and she's in the middle of 3 nights. So she is worked last night and is in the land of Nod having a nice little sleep. So I didn't want to fire the Harley up and move that past the window because that might have woke her up, although at times it doesn't. I thought today, being a public holiday and double demerits, I'll just go out on the little bike and have a bit of fun. Now, this little bike I just use to go to work and back, which is about a 12k round trip. I bought it simply because, to me, the ease of riding a bike to work, even in inclement weather, is so much easier when you don't have to deal with parking and you don't have to deal with traffic. You can lane split through the middle of traffic and you can park wherever you want in the premises, and you don't have to worry about getting a park where generally there isn't any. This little bike has heaps more power than the kids' bikes had when they were little 125s, when they were running around when they were kids on the little dirt bikes that we had to tinker with and play with the carbies to get running right every time they went out. But this being a 2008 CBR R125 is the situation where is a much more capable unit than those little dirt bikes. And being a single pot 125 is only a tiny little engine compared to my 1800 effectively cc, my 1800 cc Harley, which is 117 cubic inch. But you can have just as much fun on a little bike like this if you're just going for a bit of a blat around the neighbourhood. As I was saying, I bought this bike for work, to go to work and back, because it's got about a 7 or a 7.5 litre tank, and it takes about 13 or 14 bucks to fill up. And going 12 k's to work, like 6 there and 6 back, it lasts me about a month, so that's ideal. Much cheaper than having another car, the Rego, even the fact that it's inclement weather at times just means domming a bit of wet weather gear on, and I think it's easier to jam a bit of wet weather gear on and go for a ride every day effectively than it is to go in the car and spend 15 minutes trying to find a park. Oh, this is a hill. Let's see how the 125 goes. I should have changed down a gear. Come on, baby. I'll go 2. There we go. I'm not a lightweight by any means. I suppose I'm a little Japanese person that tested this bike, went up hills like that, but he probably weighed about the size of a feather, or the weight of a feather. Anyway, it's a capable bike. As you can see, she redlines at 11,000, so you know, if you're in the lower range, and you might find that you just haven't got the torque you need to get going up a hill like that, but on a straight you got no problems. And of course, if you're pre-warned of the hills, like the typical route that I take to work, and I understand that, you know, there's a hill coming up, so I change down ready to go. Makes it easy if you can just go bang bang and into a lower gear and off you go. She generally likes to sit about 6,000 up if you want to go up an incline and actually maintain speed, or even you know, increase your speed. What a beautiful day. I'm going to get out of the traffic really soon and onto a bit of a windy road, which is a good thing, good for the soul. Good to go for a ride on a windy road on a beautiful day to clear the head and replenish your soul. Here we go. Alright, I'll give it a bit on this one. She has no problems if you give her a bit. She sounds a little rattly in the top end when you do it, but that's just everything working. Not unlike any other bike. Better watch my speed. She's double demerits today, which means if you get caught, rather than getting a fine of speeding at say 3 points or 4 points or whatever it is demerits on your license, you'll get double that. And in Australia here, in New South Wales, we have a certain amount of demerits we can gain on our license. It's 12 demerits. And once you reach 12 demerits, that's your license over for 6 months. So you got to be careful. I mean, if you could say, okay, I'm going to cruise along and I'm going to get done speeding and it's cost me a couple of $100, and I could justify that and say, well, that was worth it. But your license is a thing that gives you freedom, and your license is a privilege. So you got to make sure you maintain your lack of demerit points so that you can have a fun time and go enjoy yourself. I know some other countries don't have demerit points, and I know some other countries even have bent coppers, so you can simply go, oh, I'll give you a couple $100 to the copper, and hey, there you go, $30 Australian, and you're off and running again. This is always a nice little ride through here. This is an area called West Wallsend. Old mining area. Had lots of mines around Newcastle, and there used to be a colliery in West Wallsend. So a lot of miners lived around here. You can see some of the old buildings and architecture. Another good thing about a motorbike is you can go straight past fucking cars that slow down for speed humps. We're heading into Holmesville now. The one thing about this little 125 is it's not forgiving. On the Harley, if you come around there and you had a bit of a low gear ratio that you'd chosen, it would just use its torque and thump out. But on this little thing, you've got to keep it in that sweet spot, in that sweet zone of the engine, where you get maximum power and maximum torque. Maximum torque's a pretty funny thing to say on this little one pot. Can you stay there, mister? I think these flags need a bit of upgrading. They look a bit dull and dead. This Holmesville Fire Station. I do love my Harley, believe me. It is my dream bike. But there's something about riding this little 125 with my face stuck in the air in front of the bike, basically. Mate, takes me a little bit back to my childhood. You know, we all have those little clippets in our brain locked away in our memory bank somewhere of when we had a fun time, and considering I was 17 when I had a bike again that I could take on the road, considering I'd ridden dirt bikes my whole life, the exhilaration you feel with the little things screaming between your legs and pushing it round corners and things like that is something that jars your memories of times gone by. And I tell you, when you hit the age that I'm starting to hit, which is the mid-50s, you enjoy doing those things that you remember as a child when you were carefree, had a whole life ahead of you, and just to remember as a good old time. Generally no coppers down this end of the woods. Oh, we got to 100. That's a rare thing on this little bike. 100, 110, she's pushing. At 100 we're doing what, 8k? And that's probably about as much as you want to push it when you're holding that rev range for a long time. gotta stop, slow down for the cars. Woo! The one thing about the little 125, she hasn't quite got the passing power to pass cars at speed. Takes a while to wind the little rubber band up. Oh, I don't suppose you want to look at the back of a Hyundai for the rest of the video, do we?
Well, this is where I'm going to leave you. Thanks for joining me on my ride on the Red Hot Chili Pepper. Remember, life's short, so get on your bike and ride. Catch you on the next one. Stay healthy, stay happy. Smithy out.